Welcome back to MarksNParks with Brennan. Today we're going to be exploring Yosemite National Park in California. Here we go! Today, we drove across the state of California to the city of Groveland. Did you know that California's nickname is the Golden State? There are several reasons for that nickname. One of the reasons it's called the Golden State is because of the golden-colored grass that grows everywhere. We have not seen very much green grass in California at all, but we saw golden grass covering the hills and mountains as we drove across the state. After several hours of driving, we arrived at our next campground, Yosemite Lakes RV Resort. We were excited to be staying at this campground because it was only 5 minutes from the entrance to Yosemite. It's also one of the Thousand Trails campgrounds, so we decided to stay longer than we usually stay in one area. It was a great campground, and our site was right on the creek. Yosemite is another very large national park that was designated as a national park by Congress on October 1st, 1890. It was our country's third national park after Yellowstone and Sequoia. About 3.5 million people visit Yosemite each year. John Muir played a large part in making it happen. I'll tell you more about him later. We knew we would need several days to explore, so we decided to spend our first day visiting the Valley of Yosemite. The valley was carved over many years by glaciers and rivers, and was a spectacular place to see. Before we got to the valley, we stopped at the visitor center for the Junior Ranger packet. This park has a requirement that I hadn't yet had. I had to pick up a bag of trash in the park. I can't believe people throw down their trash, and as a junior ranger, I always promise to help keep the parks clean, so picking up trash was just a part of that. As we were exploring the valley, we took a short hike to see Bridalveil Falls. There were many people in this area. We enjoyed the walk as it was partly along a mountain stream. My mom says she never gets tired of seeing mountain streams. There's something special about each one. When we reached the falls, everyone was trying to take selfies, and we did the same. We decided to look for a place by the river to have our picnic lunch. Sentinel Beach was the perfect spot. It was very peaceful and relaxing in this area. I found some winter tats in my bag, and we sat at a table by the water for lunch. As we were eating, I spotted a deer nearby in the woods. I thought it was going to walk right out beside us. We also saw uniquely colored ducks swimming in the stream and colorful butterflies. Many visitors come to Yosemite to experience the grand views of El Capitan and Half Dome. The beauty of Yosemite attracts visitors from all over the world. Because El Capitan is a climb of almost 3,000 feet up, it's a challenge that many mountain climbers hope to complete. My dad stood in the middle along with many others and watched through binoculars as climbers worked their way up the majestic granite wonder. The climbers were using their ropes to help keep them safe, but I don't think I would ever want to attempt that climb. Can you believe that some climbers are even brave enough to climb without ropes? On June 3rd, 2017, Alex Honnold climbed El Capitan without a rope or safety equipment. He was the first person to free climb it, and a movie was made about him. We plan to watch it soon. Next day in Yosemite was a trip up to Glacier Point. It was a pretty long drive, so we were hoping it would be a magnificent view. When we reached the top, we knew it had to be pretty special because there were so many people there. We had to keep circling for a while to find a parking space, but it was worth the drive and the wait to be able to look out over the majestic granite mountains. No wonder so many people were up there. Our final trip to Yosemite Park was to see the Hetchy Reservoir and the O'Shaughnessy Dam. This dam created a lot of controversy when it was built. John Muir worked very hard to prevent it, but he was unsuccessful. The O'Shaughnessy Dam is still creating controversy today. Some of today's protesters want the Hetchy Valley restored to its natural state. They say it never should have been built because the national park should have been protected. However, the dam provides high-quality water from snowmelt for millions of people all the way to San Francisco. It also provides clean, renewable hydropower for many people. To restore the land and remove the dam would be a huge expense for the people. Both sides continue to debate their points and both seem to have valid arguments. I'm not sure which side I'm on. I'm curious to see how it all turns out. After visiting Hetchy, we made our way to the visitor center in the valley so that I could turn in my trash and my work. I was able to get a badge and a patch for Yosemite. I also added my name to the book of all the junior rangers for Yosemite. While we were in the visitor center, we explored the exhibits and I took a picture with John Muir. Obviously, it was just a statue honoring him. He was a naturalist and conservationist who spent much of his time exploring the West and fighting for the protection of the lands. He is known as the father of the national parks, helping with the establishment of Yosemite, Sequoia, Mount Rainier, Petrified Forest, and Grand Canyon as national parks. While we were in the valley, we also visited the gallery store honoring Ansel Adams. He was a famous landscape photographer and environmentalist who is probably most famous for his black and white photos of Yosemite. He photographed other national parks too. His photography sparked an interest for many people and promoted visitation of the beautiful parks around our country. I picked out a small book of quotes called The Things Trees Know. The quotes from this book can easily be applied to our lives. My favorite quote from the book is, "Know that big trees are just little trees that kept going." I hope to share more of these quotes with my classmates when I return to school. Speaking of trees, there's one in Yosemite called the Grizzly Giant that's almost 2,000 years old. We knew these giant sequoia groves were in Yosemite, but we didn't visit any because we are headed to Sequoia National Park next. I'll see you there in our next video.